So I wanted to do another fairy tale video this month to not break the streak, but I didn't have enough time to think of and prepare an idea with some substance to it, so I decided to do the easiest type of content there is, a top list. So welcome to the top 7 coolest fairy tale characters list. Why 7? Well, it's a number that constantly comes up in fairy tale. The dragons disappeared on the 7th day of the 7th month in the year 777, the time skip that happened halfway in the show was 7 years, 7 dragons attacked the capital during the Grand Magic Games, and there were 7 dragon slayers that battled them.
Oh, what's with all the 7s, huh?
How should I know?
And of course, since this is my personal and subjective list, it may differ from your opinions, and if that's the case, don't hesitate to use the comment section to call me a doo-doo head for not sharing your opinion. So without further ado, let's get the countdown started. Starting off, we have a double entry. But cut me some slack, these characters were separated for almost their whole life, so it would be rude of me to separate them on the list as well. Of course, I'm talking about Richard and Wally Buchanan. Richard was first introduced as a member of a dark guild obsessed with money, but had a literal change of heart under the influence of Nirvana, because his heart was on the boundary of good and evil, and all the bad deeds he did in pursuit of money or because he thought it would help him find his missing younger brother Wally. And since his crossing to the light side, he helped our heroes from fairy tale on numerous occasions, and he served his sentence for all the bad stuff he did while being a member of a dark guild. And he continues to do good in hope of being a man his brother can be proud of when they meet again. To me, that's pretty damn cool. And his brother Wally, while a bit more rough around the edges than his brother, just one look at him tells you he's a man that lives by a code, and that code is to be as dandy as possible. He also dabbled in the dark side for a while, trying to create a better world for him and his friends, but he gave up on it when he learned it wasn't what he signed up for. So now, he travels the world with his friends and continues to be as dandy as ever. At number 6 we have the Titania herself, Erza Scarlet. A fighter, a lover, kind of, and a stage performer. Is there anything this armor-clad fairy queen can't do? Not only is she one of the most beautiful women in fairy tale, she's also one of the scariest. Provoke her temper and her hair won't be the only thing painted scarlet. It'll also be the streets covered in your blood. Something Natsu and Grey learned the hard way. But that's not where her badassery ends. She's so savage, ghosts are afraid of her, and even she herself is no match for her swift vengeance. A true leader and an inspiration to others, she really is one cool gal. Entry number 5 is Untitled, the fairy tale's version of femme fatale. Untitled has a checkered past plagued with mommy issues, but she eventually overcame them and dedicated her life to rooting out the evil from the world as penance for her crimes, which culminated in her selfless sacrifice of her own time so others wouldn't have to lose theirs. Still one of my favorite moments of the show, performed by one of the coolest characters. Coming up at number 4 is Gaijin Red Fox, a fighter, a lover, a musician. This bad boy of fairy tale started off as a grade A douche, but he managed to find some chill, so now he's cool. He may appear as tough as iron on the outside, but is actually a bit of a softie on the inside. A side of himself he only shows to those he really cares about, and it's an ever-expanding list, which goes to show he also has a big heart. But don't let that distract you from the fact he could grind your bones to dust with his iron fist. He may be a softie deep down, but he's a badass first and foremost. At number 3 we have Mr. Cool himself, Grey Foolbuster. The man that could tell fire to chill and it'll listen. He's the member of the team that's best at keeping his cool, and although he may give you the cold shoulder from time to time, it doesn't mean he hates you. He's just bad at expressing his feelings. This can make his personality appear as cold as the other side of the pillow, but it's just a facade that hides a heart that cares for his friends, which makes him, in my book, as cool as a cucumber. Okay, that's all the cold puns and references I have. Moving on. Number 2 is Ichiya Wandanrei Kotobuki. Let me tell you something about this man. You may look at him and think he's just a short, fat man trying too hard to look handsome and failing at it miserably. But you'd be wrong. This guy is one of the coolest people in fairy tale. Not only does he have the respect of the most handsome men and women in his guild full of beautiful people, not only did he tirelessly search for his friends in fairy tale for 7 years and find them in the end, he's also one of the strongest mages of the continent despite of his numerous weaknesses. that were able to overload a weakness scanning machine. And he's willing to ram a ship into a giant dragon to push him into a time rift, knowing full well it would suck him in as well, in order to save not only all his friends, but the entire world. That right there is something only a very cool and very handsome man would do. And the number one coolest character in Fairy Tail, the one who beat Mr. Cool Grey Foolbuster, and the man, the myth, the legend, Ichiya is Cobra, or real name Eric. This is where my subjectivity is on full display. From the first moment I saw Cobra, I just thought he was cool. Everything from his design, the fact he has a giant snake that can fly, the magic he uses, and the fact he beat Erza twice. Yes, Key of the Story Sky arc is canon. And check out my video of ranking the crazy stuff Erza has done to find out why that's impressive. Everything about him made me think that he's a cool guy, and after the time skip, he donned some even sicker dreads than before, showing he also has style. So there you have it, my list of the coolest characters in Fairy Tail. Feel free to leave your opinions and rankings in the comments, and don't forget to call me a poo-poo brain for not including your favorite character. Until next time, bye!